Hello, it's been a while. You know, for a channel that was supposed to be showing off large-scale model trains and showing other stuff now and again, it's been over 2 years since you've seen me here with a model to show you. So I'm sorry about that. But if you're new to me, go and see my channel and see what I've been up to in the meantime. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, I'm here with a 20.3 scale, 1 to 20.3 scale, model of Chama Coal Tower, or Coal Tipple, whatever you want to call it. This, I didn't plan on buying this, really, but you know, as we do, we go through eBay, having a nose around, and actually, I've got a friend of mine who sends me links from eBay, and says, how about this? He's cost me several £100s over the time, but he sent me this one, and I thought, you know what, that's a really nice model. I fancy building one of those in the future myself. That's a good one, really nice. Didn't think about buying it. It was there online for a week, and then 2 weeks, and I thought, do you know what? It's someone's put a lot of love and care into building this. It would be a shame for it to be wasted. Maybe I should be the one to try and give it a second life. And you know what? I've got so many projects and ideas to do in the future. Having one almost done would make things easier. So yeah, alright, sod it, I'll buy it. So me and my brother went up to Nottingham to pick it up, and I paid £380 for this. So I'll show you around. So the model came with 2 framed articles they look like they're from magazines, which say a little bit more about the model, and it was made by a guy called Jim Blakeman, who was in Aberdeenshire in Scotland, and he'd actually won awards for this in model shows, which is very cool. They talk a little bit about the construction and that, but not much about Jim himself. So I tried to find out about him, searched him on the internet. The only thing I could find was an article on trains.com with a guy called James Kottkamp, who's in America. And he talks about his friend Jim over in Scotland and how they had a transatlantic friendship going on where Jim would produce structures, send them over to America, and also send over locomotives for James to detail and that. So that couldn't have been cheap, sending models across the Atlantic like that. But that's what they did. And it's clear from the article that James says that he misses Jim very much. So it's obviously that Jim has sadly passed away now. So even more special to carry this on. But it got into the possession of a father and son in Nottingham who sell models. They didn't know the real origin of it, but it came into their hands, and they're the ones I bought it from. So the structure from ground level, which is here, up to the top, is actually over 3 feet. And then it's propped up on this wood here because there's a bunker which goes 7 inches below ground level. And actually these pieces of wood, this is a frame which with legs screwed onto them actually makes like a table so it can be pushed around. And so it's got its own little display trolley. So Jim built the model from mahogany. Built it all from scratch. And it's come with quite a few loose parts. So you can see the chute here is hanging off. It's missing a rod on the other side. There's a few bits to sort out, like the bucket there. But Jim built pretty much everything from scratch, even all these grates, which came with a big bucket of bits. So I've got lots of these to fit on and find a home for. It's all scratch built, but there are some fittings here like these metal parts, which are from Ozark miniatures. It's way up in the top, you can see strings are here, up into the pulley house. And they dangle all the way down to 2 buckets either side That one's just resting on the side there. The other one's way down. Let's see if we can see the pit. Hang on. Get some light. There we go. Whoop, there it is. There you go, way down the bottom. And also you look inside, it's got little sliding doors for the chutes to drop coal down. So what would happen is the coal would go through the chute, in there, fall into the bucket. The bucket would be lifted by the pulleys, power by the engine inside the shed there. Bucket lifted up and tilted at the top into the main section, and then a locomotive will come along up to here and get fueled. So here we are. I have got a tender. We were around about that. So yeah, this one actually takes gas, not coal. So yes, I have got a live steam locomotive, but you'll see that in the future. So Jim did a fantastic job putting lots of detail into this, but I can see a lot of areas where I can improve it. As I was planning on making one of these in the future, I actually visited the real one in 2023. As it happens, I was just editing a video where I arrive at Chama and see the real one at the time I bought this one. So I've got lots of pictures and videos to use as reference to work on this one. Oh, that's excuse me, that's Mr. Blackdown. That was a gift from a friend, Terry, who's from Canada. You might have seen him before, I've mentioned him. But yeah, so what I'd like to do to this thing. Well, first repair all the loose parts. So all the grates have to be put back in here. I think the coal could be made to be better scaled, so refine that down a little bit. Track, the rails will have to be clamped directly onto the I-beams. They don't have sleepers or ties. So the when the drop bottom gondola comes along, it can drop the coal straight through the grate into there. I'd like to paint the structure more of an oxide colour. I think Jim painted it with a black ink, which the real one's actually more of a brown colour. So I'll sort that out and weather it a bit around the bottom of the shed to make it look more realistic. Once it's in a permanent place, obviously the ground will be blended in with whatever scenery it is around the area. I can improve that quite a bit. This around the bunker I'd like to make so it looks like concrete blocks rather than something quite solid. I've looked at the doors on the sides of the real shed. This side, the door should be a little bit over further that way, and there's actually a window that side. And similarly on the other side, mind my cup of tea, the door this end is actually right up against the corner with a window with the edge sort of, I think, in line with that. So the window should be there. Whether I can be bothered with that in the future, I don't know. I'll have to see where I get to it. But also around here, there's a light here. I'd like to be able to put an actual electric light in there. That'd be nice. Oh, another piece. A couple more loose pieces. There's a roof to go on there. And then also on the other side, ooh, I'll show you this. It just goes about there. Little platform. So someone can stand on top of there and pull the chain to open the chute to let the coal come out. On the real one here, there's also a little platform, like a shelf, across here. And there's some sort of metal panels bolted onto there as well. Now, after I filmed this, I was thinking about this corner platform, which Chama doesn't have, and I can't see actually has ever had. Now, there were several other towers like this on the Rio Grande, each one pretty similar to the next, but they all had subtle differences. For instance, here's the one at Durango. which was dismantled in the 60s to make way for the turning loop track for easy turning of the Silverton tourist trains. Now you can see here where Chama had a window and a door, this one's got 2 doors, and the other end, where Chama had a window and a door, this one's got 2 windows. Albeit smashed, but windows nonetheless. But still you can see there's a ladder going up to the shelf on the front of the shed, just like Chama. No corner platform. Now if we look back to the little article, it actually says, all major dimensions are to scale except those necessary to make the tower suitable for standard gauge. The hopper's height is 2 scale feet taller than the prototype. So, if he's increased the height a little bit, maybe the platform didn't quite work as well as it does in the original, and he's added this little corner platform himself. So, I don't know if I'll keep it, I probably will, I quite like it, it's a bit different. What would you do? So there we go, pretty cool, huh? So this is now going to be taken apart, because it does actually come apart. The base with the bunker, and then the shed is one part, and then the actual tower from about this level upwards is another part with the buckets just dangling. So this is now going to go into storage at my parents' attic until I find a more permanent place for it to stay. So it'll go away for a while, sadly. But there you go. How cool, eh? Something quite unique. There's not many of them. Actually, by coincidence, before I started filming this, I got a notification about a friend of mine, Dale, Toyman Television, just uploaded a video looking at his that he's built from scratch. I've seen it before in the process of being built, and he's done a very good job. So it'll be interesting to compare. So yeah, you can go and watch that as well now. Anyway, till next time, more models to come, more train adventures to come. Thank you for watching. Be excellent to each other. So it's made by a guy called Jim, not a Gim called Jai, no.